Hi Harsh, how are you?
I'm great. I'm doing good.
Yes. So yes, please. I think I just very quickly introduce you. Harsh is our self-paced course student, and he has like taken the self-paced course some time back, and he has been preparing. And Harsh got a whopping 740 with a split of quants 49 and a verbal 42. So yes, sure. So I would like to really hear from you. How has the preparation been? You can start by introducing a little bit about your background, like what are you doing? I think you're a BCom student, so you can just give a little like background about yourself, and then you can tell us about your preparations as well.
Sure. So basically, I'm a BCom graduate. I graduated recently in May 2023, and I've been working in my family business since my first year of college and full time since May 2023. I actually was preparing for MBA entrances for a long time for the past 1.5 years, but I started preparing for GMAT recently to actually pursue my dream of going to a good B school, maybe ISB or LBS or something like that. I was very intrigued by the courses which they offer, by the curriculum they offer us. So I came across top 1% by referrals. My one of my friends was already enrolled here. He told me about Sandeep sir, and once I went through his LinkedIn profile, I was absolutely mesmerized. I was like shocked that how can a person get 800 on 800 more than two, three times, and GRE plus his CAT plus his admits to Harvard, IIM Ahmedabad plus his track record. I was so excited after that to actually join top 1%, meet sir, and see his course. I heard very much about Octave, especially that it is a magical thing for a person who is preparing for GMAT, basically.
Right. Right.
So
Yes. So overall, give me some breakdown of overall how many hours you used to study. What was your overall tenure of the preparation, and how much time did you devote apart from your work schedule to this?
Initially, like when I had started taking classes from around the starting of March, and initially I couldn't allot very much, like I couldn't allot that much of time to the classes because of my work plus my college plus my research papers, everything. But
Mhm.
uh, what Sandeep sir had told me in the first class was that you give me 2 to 3 hours every day consistently for a few months, for like 4 to 5 months, and you will see that you've reached your goal. And I that actually did happen when for March and April I allotted 3 to 4 hours. I somehow managed to take out the time. Then there was a break in between. So for 15 days when my college exams were going out, and that I would suggest that no student should go on a break from the prep, because that break got me down from my accuracy of 95% in RC to
Mhm.
straight to 75%. So I
Oh,
would, my suggestion to all the students or all the people aspiring to give the GMAT would be to, even if you study 1 hour a day, consistency is key. If the consistency is gone, the entire flow is actually broken. Then there will be a huge loss in the entire preparation. But then
I-
I came back on track eventually, and my average prep time was then 4 hours to 5 hours.
Mhm. So,
But
do you think as a college student, what do you think is the right time for any student to start his or her preparation, considering that you guys, like most of the colleges have exams very often. So, when do you feel is the right bracket window for a college student to start preparing for GMAT?
so I think for a college student, the ideal time would be towards the end of his first year of college, because in the third year of college there are many other commitments as well. That, for example, the third year curriculum is, I find it to be the most challenging, because that is the newest things which you will be doing in your entire course of college. Plus, there are generally research papers, then extracurricular commitments. People are joining societies, clubs, everything. So plus many colleges offer deferred MBAs. So having a good time frame of around 5 to 6 months in hand, plus the knowledge of school fresh in the mind of a student would be very ideal to start the GMAT prep.
Okay, makes sense. Right. And in terms of your preparation, quant was a weaker section for you or verbal, generally speaking?
Actually, quants has been a strong point for me since the very beginning of my school days. My weak point was verbal, especially initially it was SC, but after the gap in my preparation, that weak point shifted to being RC, and I struggled a lot in RC. I couldn't get my accuracy back to the 95% mark. It took me a lot
Hmm.
to actually achieve that again.
Right,
Maybe
right.
it was just a initial phase that I was getting 95% accuracy, but still, that was a very big challenge for me.
Okay. And by any chance, did you do the RC awareness sessions and the KTW series as well?
Yeah, actually, the thing is, my attempt in the online mode, I actually had to give it in a hurry because of the approaching deadline of ISB YLP. I couldn't get a slot at the test center, so I decided to give it at home. There were many hassles which I had to face at home. My exam started very late. There were
Mm.
technical difficulties from the proctor's end. So
Okay.
yeah, so there were a lot of difficulties, but uh, I somehow did give the exam. I got a 690. But what I realized was my RC, when I actually thought about how my exam went, the only thing I could think of was RC, because CR and SC, after doing so much, after the techniques which sir has actually taught us, it was a cakewalk on the GMAT day. It was absolutely a cakewalk. And the only thing lacking in my prep after the 690 was
Mm.
KTW. Everything else was covered. So
Huh.
between my online attempt and the 16 days post my online attempt, I got a slot. I just knew
Wow.
that if I do KTW, I would
Hmm.
achieve that accuracy in RC, and I did. My verbal
Hmm.
score went up from 35 to 42.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
good.
I think
So what was
KTW,
the time duration from 690 to a 740? 16 days or more than that?
27th to 17th, yeah, 19 days. 18
19
days.
days.
Actually. The first 2 days I was actually deliberating
Huh.
whether I should give another attempt or not.
Right, right. Okay. And when it comes to the number of mocks you have taken, when did you start taking mocks? Was it way too early in your preparation, or actually after finishing the entire study plan, you started taking mocks and doing timed testing?
So basically, my quants was actually a lot much. Most of the part was covered because I was preparing for many entrances. So once I completed Sir's quant class sessions and 700, 800 level PDFs, once I
Hmm.
completed the main sections of quants like algebra, arithmetic, geometry, all that, and once I had finished all the classes and pre-work, post-work of the verbal classes, then I gave one mock to see where I stand with the first official mock. Then
Hmm.
I had actually bought two extra mocks from the GMAT. So I gave four official mocks, one initially, two in the middle, and one 10 days before the exam, somewhat like that. And
And did you get the top 1% portal also, or you
yeah,
haven't? You
yeah,
did?
I have
Okay.
given the top 1% mocks, but that was for my second attempt. So
Okay.
in my first attempt, I had given sectionals from top 1%, many sectionals, and uh, I was actually thinking that the sectionals represent a better picture, or they portray a better picture of the actual GMAT day difficulty than the GMAT official mocks. I found the
Okay.
GMAT official mocks to be easier than the actual questions which come on the GMAT day.
It's absolutely true. Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah, but you
So
have to practice with tough content if you're looking for a high
yeah,
score. Otherwise, if you keep doing
yeah,
easy stuff, it is not going to help you. Right.
exactly.
And in terms of the like the test taking strategy just before the exam day, what would you recommend the students who are preparing? What kind of advice you will give, that what should be the do's and don'ts just before the test day?
So just before the test day, the first and foremost thing would be to chill and not to take the stress the day before the exam, because it would spoil everything. If
Right.
you are not focused, if you are stressed on the exam day, then no matter how many times you read the passage, you won't be able to understand even a single word, because for Indians, as Indians, we are not very acquainted with the passage content. So to
Correct.
actually grasp that, you need your highest level of concentration, and to have
Correct.
your highest level of concentration, you need to be stress free. So first
Yes.
thing would be that. Second
Hmm.
thing would be time management. It is more than all the concepts. Time management is important, I feel, and
Hmm.
sir had only gave us sir had given us only one thumb rule, and that was to follow a good exit strategy. And sir had given us the timings for all the topics, that this should be your ideal time, this should be your cap time, and you
Hmm.
should finish off the question before that. So that exit strategy was actually also a very big factor in my score going up, because I timed the individual questions in those 17 days. Like whenever I
Okay.
was solving RC, I gave it 2 minutes to the passage, 1 minute to each
Hmm.
question. So that actually improved my timings.
That's
So
great. Yeah,
that
that's a
is
good.
one thing. Yeah,
Right.
and also one another key thing which I would suggest all the test takers would be that for quants, I think the concepts which sir has given in the quant class sessions, even if a person does that, he can ace the quants.
Hmm.
He can ace the quants and get a 51. No, there is absolutely no doubt in that. And
Right.
one mistake which I made in quants, and so I got a 49 because of that mistake, was that since my cons is good,
Hmm.
it turned out to be a little bit of a disadvantage for me, because that led to little bit of overconfidence in my cons prep. So on the not in the prep, actually on the exam day, I was
Yeah, yeah.
actually I actually got to way over enthusiastic after I saw the questions popping up. I saw that this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, this is a cakewalk. So that actually led to me making silly mistakes and scoring a 49 instead of a 50 or 51.
Correct, correct. No, I mean, I'm sure because your verbal score is 42. Had you picked up one or two additional marks, you could have easily gotten a 760, right? So yes,
Yeah.
I think if you're good in quants, you should not take it lightly. That is one thing again, Sandeep sir always tells. So yeah, that is very, very crucial. I think your integrated score has also been fantastic, and now that the data insight, which is like the in the focus edition, integrated reasoning is turning out to be data insight section. I'm not sure if you're aware of it. How do you think that whatever you've learned in the in the integrated reasoning section, was it enough to score like a 90 percentile, or you feel that you required any additional content there?
For integrated reasoning, the first thing would be that sir has the top 1% material for integrated reasoning. It actually has all the types of questions which can come on the GMAT. So
Hmm.
I didn't prepare that much for integrated reasoning. All I did was go through the PDF, see all the types
Hmm.
of questions. I solved each and every one of those types. And once
Right.
you're acquainted with the sort of question which would be coming on the exam, I think a person with a decent calculation aptitude can do it. Yeah, one extra thing which I think Sandeep sir has mentioned in the classes also, that when somebody is actually prepping for quants, he should go through the basics so that he has those calculations, those tables, those small tricks to calculate faster on his fingertips, because that would actually make you save time on the mathematical questions in IR. And the tougher questions, which I find them to be tougher on the IR, is the ones that have the argument structure from CR.
Okay.
So those are actually tougher than the data and the math section. So one can focus and a lot more time to that if the calculations and all are on his
Makes
fingertips.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah,
So primarily, even if you're good in your quants, you feel that going through the basic sessions also is important so that you can pick up speed on the exam day.
definitely.
Right. Okay. Now, in terms of your MBA.com scores, what kind of scores you were getting when you were giving the works on the MBA.com portal?
So actually, on the MBA.com portal, on my four exams, on the first one I got a 720. On the rest three, I got a 750, 750, 750. So that was before all these four mocks were before I got a 690. So actually, it was because of those exams that I actually intended to give my exam early. Otherwise, I might not have given my attempt earlier. So
Hmm.
the difference between top 1% and MBA.com's mocks were that the top 1% mocks actually gave you a lot to deliberate because it is the real thing. The MBA.com's mocks, I don't find them to be absolutely similar to the GMAT. I find the top 1% mocks to be more representative of the actual questions, and
Hmm.
especially the one advantage with top 1% mocks have is the solutions and in fact the detailed solutions which sir has given is more than enough to go like is more than enough to score. Even if one does not have the materials and just goes through sir's solutions, is going to score a 700 plus for sure.
Great, great. So I think you started somewhere in the 500 range and then having coming up to until like a 740. I think it has been a great journey overall for you at top 1%. And what are the plans ahead? I think you've applied to the ISB YLP program also.
Yeah, I have applied to the ISB YLP. I'll be applying to the ISB early entry option to
Ah,
SPGen, to London Business School for its signature MIM program, and
okay.
Masters Union. Yeah, primarily
Mhm.
I'm planning for Indian top colleges basically,
That's
so
good.
that
That's absolutely fine.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I wish you all the very best. You can reach out to Authy sir also for the application work if at all you require any assistance. And I think we will very soon hear back from you wherever you get an admit. I really wish you all the best. And let us know, keep us posted about your admit also. And any help required, please feel free to reach out.
sure, absolutely. Thank you. It was a great experience from top 1%, and I cannot thank Sandeep sir enough to actually make this possible because I am not sure whether I would. I'm absolutely sure, in fact, that I wouldn't have been able to score 42 on the verbal without sir's help, and I wouldn't have been able to manage my time in cons without sir's strategy.
Right, right. Amazing. That's so nice to hear. I'm really, really glad to hear that. I'm sure this will be really insightful for a lot of people who are preparing. And let's hope for the very best for you in the future. And let's stay connected then. Yes.
Surely. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Harsh. Nice talking to you. Bye bye. All the best.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.